champions. I hope all of you are doing absolutely great. Well, yes, we are back again with another biology practical experiment out there. This time we do not have to do it in the laboratory. So I am here with this. This is going to be the last one. Okay, where you have to identify F and comment on it. Well, what is this F over here, F material which is given to you? It could be either controlled pollination, that is emasculation, tagging, bagging. Okay, first of all, what is controlled pollination? It means artificial hybridization. You know, artificially people put pollen grains on the flower and then a new plant comes up. That is artificial hybridization. And under that you have certain processes: emasculation, tagging and bagging. I know you might not be understanding very much over here, but don't worry, I'll explain it to you in detail. So this can be given, or you have to spot homologous and analogous organs which are there. Again, the marking goes like this. If you identify correctly, you get 1 mark. If you comment correctly on it, you get another 1 mark. So 1 plus 1, basically 2 marks. Okay, and now as I already get the vibe that you are probably not understanding, let's go with the first thing. Suppose you have got controlled pollination. Okay, well, these are the steps which are there. So either you might get a picture like this in front of you. Okay, the picture might be given like this, where basically one hand will be there and this hand is going to cut off something, basically cutting off the male parts of a female as well as a, what you call a bisexual flower. Okay, bisexual flower means both the male and the female part will be there. You are cutting off the male part over here. So this hand will be clearly visible to you. It shows emasculation. It shows the process of emasculation. And apart from it, after that, my dear children, you see one more thing, that basically this particular flower is covered by something. This is known as bagging. Why do you cover this flower? So that basically you cut the stamen for one particular reason, so that the pollen grains does not land on the stigma, because you do not want this type of self-pollination happening up in this particular plant. That is the reason that you cut off the male part. Now you want to shed the desired pollen grains on this particular flower out there. But before that, what if some other pollen grains comes and lands over it? So which is exactly why you cover it up. This is known as bagging. Now, suppose you remove the bag and you put the desired pollen grain. Later on, you would also have to tag this up. This process is known as tagging, that I have basically mixed this and this is how it goes. You will have written it somewhere. Okay, this process is known as tagging. So this picture might be given to you either in the form of a chart, or probably in front of you they might be giving you a plant where they have covered a flower out there, or yeah, it might be given like that. So just understand, you are talking about controlled pollination over here. And over here, identification, that yes, it is controlled pollination, emasculation, bagging and tagging. Apart from that, you also need to write about, okay, write about them. So how many points about them? That is also given over here. Any 2 terms have to be defined. Okay, any 2 terms have to be defined. So it can be controlled pollination, or it can be emasculation, which would be defined, or bagging and tagging. 2 of the terms have to be defined as well, which means it will be easy for you if you learn all of this and go. Okay, it will be really good for you. If at all you forget one thing, at least you will remember the other thing. It's not too difficult to remember this, right? What is controlled pollination? It is artificial transfer of pollen from a selected male parent to a selected female parent. It is artificial. Flower is not itself doing it. Okay, and it is done to produce desired offspring. What is emasculation? It is a removal of stamens from the bisexual flower which has both the male and the female part, before the anthers mature and release pollen. Okay, before the anther matures, you are cutting it off. Now bagging is the covering of the emasculated flowers with a bag to prevent entry of unwanted pollen grains. What is tagging? It is a labeling of the bag flower with the details such as date and the parent plants used in the cross. This is all. Okay. If at all you write 2 terms, define it properly, you get 1 mark for it. Identification also gives you 1 mark. Now, depending on your institution, wherever you're studying, they might have different ways, or basically different criteria for giving you the other 1 mark. Apart from identifying, I told you, you have to define 2 terms. So in your institution, if there is any other step being followed, please talk to the teacher out there. Okay, what are the things that you have to be careful for? Okay, now that part is done. Okay, so either you get this particular question, or you might get questions based on homologous and analogous organs. So this is the trickiest part. Not very tricky, it's easy only, but you should be aware of certain pictures and certain plants out there. Okay, so homologous organs are something which basically originated from the same place. Okay, they originated from the same location and they formed something else in future. In future, depending on wherever, in whichever habitat they are staying, they formed something else. For example, I talk about a bud. Okay, I talk about an axillary bud. Suppose this is a leaf and over here I have a small bud. This bud can transform into a tendril. This bud can also transform into a thorn. So common origin is there, but basically now they have developed into doing different functions. So they will definitely look different over here. So homologous organs are organs that have same origin and similar basic structure but perform different functions in different organisms. So same origin term, remember it, and similar basic structure also remember it, but functions are going to be definitely different. This definition of homologous organs is important. So whenever you see something like this, whenever you identify, okay, this is the homologous organ, this, you have to put the definition of homologous organ as well as you have to talk about the plants which are given to you or the organisms which are given to you in front of you. You have to talk about, you have to comment about them also, one point about them also. Okay, so I am going to explain you about that, do not worry. Fine. Before I get into that, I need you to know some basic terms. One is axillary bud. Okay, what do you mean by axillary bud? As I told you, suppose this is a stem and over here you have a leaf and over here I have a bud. This bud which comes between a stem and a leaf is known as an axillary bud. Axillary bud. Now there is terminal bud. It is present at the tip of the stem or the branch. So there can be terminal bud which can be present at the tip or probably tip of the branch as well. So from this tip, from this bud, anything else can be formed. Okay, anything can be formed, either thorn, tendril, anything up there. Now there is floral bud. So floral bud is present on the stem or the branches where the flowers develop. So the floral bud is also there. It is also present on the stem or on the branches. So it can be on the stem or on the branches. Now each of these buds, my dear children, can give rise to different things, which is why I told you have a general idea of it. That's all. So axillary bud, terminal bud and floral bud. Floral bud usually gives rise to flower, but over here it is going to give rise to something else. Let's see that. Okay. The first one is tendrils of passion flower and thorns of pomegranate. You got an understanding that both these structures are obviously going to do different function. One is going to provide support, other is going to provide what? Protection. Now you need to remember the name of this thing as well as this thing. So the easiest way is P and P. Passion flower and pomegranate. Passion flower and pomegranate. So my dear children, in real, the passion flower looks like this. Okay, the passion flower looks like this. Over here, the axillary bud which is there, it transformed into the tendril. Please make sure that you know the structure of the leaf. This can be a factor through which you can spot it easily. Now, either they can give you a picture like this. So the institution that I went in, they had a picture like this. Okay. Or they can give you a real plant. If you are provided with a real plant, please know that this is passion fruit plant because the leaves are like this. There are small hedges in between and the tip would be like this. Okay, and the flower is like this if the flower will be there, and also the tendrils. This is passion flower. What about pomegranate? Again, the picture over here depicts a pomegranate with thorns and everything. But if at all you are not lucky, and they're just giving you a plant with no pomegranate, so please identify the leaf. The leaf is like very thin, what do you call, thin elongated leaves out there. Okay, and over here you are going to find what? Thorns. The axillary bud, the same axillary bud is going to give rise to thorns. So this is why it is an example of homologous organs. Same origin, okay, same origin, same basic structure, axillary bud, but they are giving rise to two different things, one tendril and another one thorn. So passion flower and pomegranate, homologous organs, example number 1. Okay, so explain this particular thing. I told you whenever you get a spot on homologous organs, first write a definition of homologous organs, that they have basic structure, basic origin, but perform different function. Second thing, you have to talk about their functions. So here, axillary bud, they both arise from the axillary bud, but one forms tendrils providing what? Support, other forms thorn which provides protection. Explain that, that's all. You got your marks. Okay, you got your 1 mark there. Identification also gives you 1 mark. Okay, now you got your 2 marks. Next question. Tendrils of vitis, that is grapevine, and also thorns of Carissa. Is the name getting difficult? It's going to be easy, don't worry. So first thing, passion flower, pomegranate, PP. Now over here, VC, Vice Chancellor. Okay, Vice Chancellor. So you can remember like this. V and C. Vitis, that is grapevine, and also thorns of Carissa. Similarly, over here, They both arise from the terminal bud. Where are they arising from? From the terminal bud. Okay, not axillary bud this time, terminal bud. And they also perform different functions. For example, one is basically forming what? One is basically forming tendrils for support, and one is forming thorn. Now again over here, the leaf which is there, it looks like this. Now, as I said, from where I got it, they were giving just the pictures. So here the picture of varieties leaf as well as tendril is given, and over here the picture of cariza is given. Do not confuse it for pomegranate. This is cariza. It actually looks like this. Okay, here also you have thorns. Here also you have thorns. This is cariza. So that is why I am telling you, please know the structure of the leaf. Okay, so here almost it looks like a small V. Okay, it looks like a small V. That is how you can remember vitis. Okay, and yeah, that's all. Cool. And here the leaf is not like how you had in pomegranate. Pomegranate had elongated leaf. Here you do not have any elongated leaves. Got it? So either a picture or an actual plant can be given. If an actual plant is given, please identify it with the help of this particular picture that I am showing you. So it's a very smooth type of border that they have. Okay, and they also have thorns. Cool? Fine. So this is the second one, and over here both arise from the terminal bud but function differently. Talk about the function. This gives you another, what do you call? I told you, while writing the points, 1 marks for identification, 1 marks for identification, another 1 marks for writing the definition of homologous organs, and also for writing their function. This thing. Okay? Fine. Next thing, tendrils of balloon vine and bulbils of agave. So this is also simple, BB. You can remember BB. Balloon vine, that is known as cardiospermum, and bulbils of agave. Both of them, they are going to originate from the floral buds. Where are they originating from? Floral buds. So first axillary, then terminal, then now you have floral buds. So balloon vine is different from grapevine. Okay, balloon vine is different from grapevine, remember. And this is cardiospermum, and this is agave. So over here what is happening? The actual plant looks like this. You might have seen it somewhere. Okay, here the floral buds are forming tendrils. Where is the tendril? Tendril is not given in this particular, it is there. Yes, there is a tendril over here. Similarly, this particular picture can be given. This is the tendril over here. Okay. Now here you have the bulbils of agave. This also arises from the floral bud itself. This has a totally different function. It is there for vegetative propagation, as in asexual methods of reproduction in the case of plants. That is bulbils of agave. It actually looks like this. Okay, it actually looks like this. Both of them from floral buds. Okay, both of them would be given together. You have to identify balloon like things, so balloon vine and bulbils of agave. Fine. Got it? Homologous organs definition, and also you have to write the function. That's all. Cool? That both of them arise from floral buds but function differently. What function? You can just mention it. One support and other one asexual mode of reproduction. Got it. Now fourth one is scaly leaves of onion and spines of prickly pear. You know, the spines that you see on prickly pear is nothing but leaf only. It is modified leaf, and this thing that you see is actually stem. Okay, this thing that you actually see is the stem, which looks like leaf is actually stem, and over here the spines which are there, they are the leaves. Similarly, in the case of onion also, they are the leaves, the scaly leaves of onion. So both of them are modified leaves but definitely have different function. They both have the same origin, that is they are leaves, but they have different functions. So onion and opuntia, O you can remember like that, and it is also known as prickly pear. It is also known as prickly pear. So both are modified leaves but have different function. Spines in prickly pear for protection and scaly leaves of onion for storage. Okay, for storage. Both are having the same origin. That is why they are homologous, but functions are totally different. Got it? So when you look at this, if you see the functionally they are totally different, just understand it is homologous. Okay? So scaly leaves of onion and spines of prickly pear opuntia. Now we come to homologous organs that you see in animals. Okay, in animals, this can also be given. If you are given this, you are luckiest. Okay, so wings of birds. This is the wings of bird, and this is basically the forelimb of human being. Forelimb of human being. Birds and human being, we all come under the same category, that is Basically, we are vertebrates, right? We are vertebrates. Fishes, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, all of us are what? Vertebrates, my dear children. So, wings of birds and forelimbs of animals, reptiles, frog, fish, horse, whale, everything have the same bony element, which is what? Humerus, radius, ulna, carpal, metacarpal, and phalanges. We all have these many bones. But do we have the same function? The bird is using its wing with all these bones for flying, and we use it for having food. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, so four limbs over here and over here is made of the same thing, same origin is there, but functionally they are totally different. So this is why they come under homologous organs. Just when you see this, you know the function is different. Function is different, that means basically they are going to be homologous. So you have to write that. They perform different functions. Even though they have the same internal structure of humerus, radius, ulna, carpal, metacarpal, they are going to show different functions. Flying in birds, holding or swimming in the case of animals or these human beings out there. Cool. So this is something that you may also get. Again, you can get a picture. Mostly a picture only is given for this. Fine. Got it? This is also homologous organ. With this we end up, I'll just revise it. First is this PP. Okay, passion flower and pomegranate, tendril, thorn. Both of them from axillary bud. Then you have vitis, grapevine, and also you have Cariza, VC, that is vice chancellor. And over here, tendril is there, thorn is over here. The leaf looks like this. A V is there at the end. You can assume like that. It's a soft leaf over here in this particular case. And my dear children, balloon vine and bulbils of gay, BB again. Over here, tendrils are being formed. Okay, with the help of floral buds, and over here you have bulbils, which is a mode of asexual reproduction in the case of plants. Got it? Both arise from the floral buds. Now you have scaly leaves of onion and spines of prickly pear. Both of them are modified leaf, one for storage and one for protection. Function is different. Now this, we already discussed it. Cool. Now, one very important thing, if there is anyone who have not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to it right now. And before that, also if at all you are someone who is basically worried about where to study, if at all you are someone who's preparing for KCET, then my answer would be obviously you should take up ABHYAS KCET test series. You have 35 mock tests, there is chapter wise PYQs, and there is real exam like pattern. All the 60 questions in 60 minutes you have to attend. This gives an idea of your speed and accuracy, and this is one of the trusted test series out there by the previous year children. Okay, there are so many children who got the best ranks, got into the best colleges out there. We have Prajwal with rank 171, Kiran with 443, and the list is endless. So if at all you are interested, the link will be there. Go check it out. Okay. Now you have analogous organs. Now they will look similar. Okay, they are going to look similar, but you need to understand that they do not have any common origin. They do not have any common origin. For example, wings of butterfly and wings of bird. Wings of butterfly I can do like this, but wings of birds, it is made up of bones. Can you do like that? No, Baba. But both of them are performing the same function, isn't it? And both of them almost look the same. But do you think they are originated from the same origin? No, Baba. So analogous organs are organs that perform the same function but different in origin and basic structural plan. They are going to be different in origin as well as basic structural plan. And over here, this is comparatively simpler. So stem tendril and leaf tendril. So over here, the stem is going to form up tendril. Over here, the leaf is forming up. So the place from where a leaf should be coming up, there you get a tendril. Again, you can get a picture like this, or probably, my dear children, they might be giving a real specimen out there. So you have to look for that. So this is stem tendril and leaf tendril. Same function is there. Tendril is there for climbing, but different origin is there. Okay, different origin is there. As I said, again, identification gives you 1 mark, that this is analogous organ, stem tendril and leaf tendril, and then writing about it gives 1 mark. So 1 point should be about definition of analogous organ, 2nd point should be about this same function, that is climbing but different in origin. Okay, got it? That's all. One is stem and one is leaf. Fine. Next is thorns and spine. So you might have seen thorns coming up, and there is spine also. There is spine also. So thorns are modified stem, okay, whereas spines that you see over here, just near a leaf you see a spine. So this spine which is there, it is a modified leaf or leaf part. It could have been a leaf, but now it is modified to become what? A spine out there. This is a stem modification. This is what? A leaf modification. So thorn, stem, and spine, leaf. Okay, spine is leaf. So same function, that is defense, but different origin is there. That is why they have different names, that is thorns as well as spines. Okay, so you can remember leaves. No, that would not be useful. So you can guess with the help of the picture. And if at all you see this picture, just understand and write it out. That's all. Cool? Works? Fine. Now modified underground stem and roots is there. So modified underground stem, for here you can get a real carrot as well as ginger. Carrot, my dear children, if at all you have seen, carrot is a modified root. The root itself is there for storage, and this storage unit is known as what? A carrot. So this is a modified root, whereas ginger is a modified stem. It is what? A modified stem. So that is why both of them are going to be what? Analogous. But both of them are doing the same function of storage, aren't they? They are doing the same function of storage, but they come from different origin. One from stem, one from root. Apart from that, you have multiple other examples as well. Usually carrot and ginger is given, but if at all being asked, you have potato. Potato is a stem modification. You have sweet potato, that is a root modification. Your root is getting modified to store. Potato, stem, that is there in your NCERT, and here sweet potato is root modification. Please know about that. Okay, and then you have carrot, and as I told you, ginger. These are the most common things. Carrot is root, and ginger, which is there, it is stem. So I'll write it down if you have confusion. This is stem, this is root, carrot, and sweet potato. Over here you have potato, and you have this thing, ginger. Just a second. You have ginger. Got it? So please go through it as well. Fine. So that's all for this particular thing. So function is the same, storage, that is the only difference. Now you have phylloclade, cladode, and leaves. So phylloclade, cladode are in one team, and leaf is in another team. So phylloclade and cladode, why are they in one team? Because they are modified stem. They look like leaf. Aren't they looking like leaf? So this looks like leaf, right? Here they look like leaf, but they are actually modified stem which is there. Okay, so this is known as cladode, which is modified stem. You also have one more thing, that is phylloclade. Over here I told you about opuntia or prickly pear. The green portion that you see is actually stem, and the thorns on it is actually leaf. So green portion, that is the stem, it's a modified stem again. Modified stem which looks like a leaf. The function is same. A normal leaf which is there, a normal leaf which will be there, it is going to do what? Photosynthesis. These modified stem which are there, they are also going to do the same thing, that is photosynthesis. So cladode is this and phylloclade is this. Again, you are most likely to get a picture of this, that's all. Okay, so phylloclade, cladode in one team and leaf is in another team. Understand, phylloclade and cladode are modified stem and it is analogous to leaf because they are of different origin, but the function is what? Same, and that is photosynthesis. So that is the fourth example of analogous organs. Now the fifth one again comes to animals. Okay, so wings of dragonfly, cockroach, butterfly and that of birds. Dragonfly, cockroach, butterfly, all of them are basically insects. They come under insects. Bird is a vertebrate. Both of them have different origin. Their wing is not made up of bones. A bird wing is made up of bones. It will be made up of bones and other things like that. So obviously the function is the same, that is to basically fly. But internally, do they have the same origin, same basic structure? No, Baba. That is why they are analogous organs. That is the reason they are analogous organs. So this can be asked. This is one very important thing. And also one more thing is there, mandible of a cockroach and mandible of a vertebrate. So over here a rabbit's lower jaw is given and over here a mandible of the cockroach is given. Right. Both of them function is to chew, right? Here again, if at all you talk about the function, it remains the same. But if at all you talk about the structure, it is not at all the same. This is made up of chitin. This is made up of chitin, a very tough substance. This is made up of bone. Function remains the same. So either this particular picture can be given which is colored. Just understand it is mandible of cockroach and that will be the lower jaw of a vertebrate, mostly a rabbit, or else this particular picture can also be given to you. Mandible of a cockroach which looks like this and the lower jaw of the rabbit. So you have to identify well. Got it? Function is same, structure is different. Fine. I'll just revise this also. First one that you had is stem tendril and leaf tendril. Here stem itself is forming the tendril, here leaf is forming the tendril. Both of them have the same function, that is to support or climbing, which is why they come under analogous organs. Okay. Next thing is thorns and spines. Here you do not have any plant's name, so you do not have to remember any plant's name. Thorn and spine, again you do not have to remember any plant's name. Over here, thorn is made basically modified stem, and spine which is there, it is a modified leaf. So you need to remember that. Origin is not the same, function is same, that is protection. Modified underground stem and root, here you would have to remember the name. The modified root which is there is carrot and sweet potato. Modified stem which is there is ginger and potato. Both of them are basically going to store things. But do they have same origin? No, Baba. That is why they are analogous. Now phylloclade, cladode and leaves. So phylloclade, cladode are one team and leaves is another team. Both of these are modified stem, but when you talk about, so phylloclade is open share, okay, or prickly pear, and it is analogous to leaf. Why? Because both of them do photosynthesis. They are modified stems, remember that. Okay. And then wings of dragonfly, cockroach, butterfly, all the insects put together one side, and birds. Okay, they do not have any anatomical similarity, but functionally they are same, they are used for flying. And over here you have the mandible of cockroach and the mandible all over jaw of vertebrate. Fine. Here it is made up of chitin, that is made up of bone. So it's not same origin, not same structure. Okay, but it's there. So this picture can also be given to you. So clearly you would have to stress more on the homologous part, because that is where you would have to remember a bit of the structures of the plants. It can be coming in. It's easy. It's easy, okay, it's not difficult. Once you go through it, sit with it, you would be able to get it. If you think it's difficult, it becomes difficult. Okay, so identification, I'm telling you again, identification will be giving you 1 mark. You have to identify whether it's controlled pollination, homologous organs, analogous organs. If homologous organs, then what is this? Thorns of this, this of this. You have to mention that. That is identification. That is going to give you 1 mark. Second mark which is there, okay, again the 1 mark which is there is divided into 2 things. First, you need to write, if at all it is controlled pollination, you need to write 2 terms definition properly. 2 definitions if you write properly, you will get those 1 marks, half for each of the definition. Otherwise, if it is homologous, analogous organs, mention the definition of homologous or analogous in one. The second one, why do you think they are homologous? You just have to mention their function. Okay, that this and this is happening, but they do not have similar function, they have different function, whatever is there. You'll get your 1 mark out there. Got it? Now if you feel that this video had helped you, what do you have to do? Click on the like button and also share it with your friends who are struggling with practicals. And my dear children, lots and lots of love to you. If you have any doubts that is coming up, put it down in the comment section. I'm here to help you out. Wishing you all the best. Bye-bye. Take care.